Miami Dolphins are fantastic with Tua. Tua is a top 5 quarterback. Put some fucking respect on his name. Do it, Juice. Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off. It is Monday. Week 9 is wrapping up. How you doing, Matan? Jack?
Yeah, pretty good.
I'm
Felipe?
exhausted, man. I'm exhausted. It was marathon Sunday yesterday. Man, I'm beat.
You look beat.
I'm beat.
What'd you do?
I walked like 6 miles following my buddies around, like
my God.
all over New York City. Dude, I'm telling you. See, here's the thing. They're like running. They're only doing one thing, right?
Exactly. We were
all
talking
they're
about this.
doing is running.
Not that
I'm
complicated.
walking
Just focus
around,
on one
I'm
thing.
navigating, I'm drinking, I'm cheering people on, I'm holding signs. That's like 5 things.
It's a lot of
at
things to
time.
do.
You're a multi-talented individual.
It's my buddy's name's Billy, so I said bust
Billy?
a nut.
Yo,
Billy.
shout out, Billy.
Bust a nut, Billy. I
Yeah.
did see
We
that
were
on
also
the story.
talking about it off camera that it's like it is a lot hard. I mean, you don't know when the marathon runner is coming, so you could be holding it up for 5 minutes. That's a huge arm workout on top
Yo,
of you having
I
to
know.
walk.
Think about
Shoulders.
that.
Shoulders.
How do you think my shoulders feel today?
That's
I
a
can't.
little sore.
I can't
But you're
lift
looking
them.
big, though. You're looking
You do
like,
look.
Yeah, I
you
know.
look fit.
No, I know.
You
I'm
do.
looking
You
sick
do.
for sure.
But
it was a great day of working out.
But I
yesterday for
agree.
me.
Like you have the marathon runner has to just run straight. Well, there's a couple edges and banks and turns.
Yeah,
you just
whatever.
run.
All
You
you
focus
have to
on
do is
one
run.
thing.
Hills,
It's not that
inclines,
hard.
declines.
Yeah, it's not that
Yeah,
hard.
Nothing difficult.
Jack
you know-
over here's
Jack's
fucking
a
drinking.
fucking athlete.
And you
Jack's
know how many?
yelling?
You know how many Dwayne Reeds I had to go to find Miller Lite Tall Boys for my buddy that finished?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was hard to find.
It's a
That's
lot
right.
of things for him to focus on.
You're on a wild goose chase out there, you know?
It was really tough.
You know how
I'm
many-
chafing today. All right, I am feeling it.
There's a lot of muscles.
legs
that
are
get used.
sore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My
His
God.
voice box.
Someone give me a fucking
shoulders, his arms. I'd give you a medal.
deserve it. You
Yeah, I'll give him a medal.
I do. Thank you.
Everyone, shout out Jack
Appreciate y'all.
for
Thank you.
participating in the marathon in a different capacity than you would have
What about
And
you,
shout out the
Felipe?
0.0 Warriors out there.
Yeah, there you go.
What about you, Lipe? What'd you do this weekend?
Didn't do the marathon. Didn't support anyone running the marathon. I just don't think it's a race, an event that deserves supporting. I think you can go. I think you can go.
Yo, this is what Caps Off is all about. It's hot takes only.
I think
Hot
you can
takes
go on your
only.
own, bro. F that. I'm trying to support something else. Like if Hasbulla had an event, and it was
point.
like a worldwide like.
What if Hasbulla ran the marathon?
Dude,
well,
he'd be out
I'm
there.
gonna be there.
He'd be
obviously.
running by his
wouldn't be,
side.
yeah.
Those little
What
legs
it
would
is.
take like 8 hours.
Oh my God.
So
So-
he look like one of those little like pugs. Like so, we have like a little Boston Terrier back home, and then a golden retriever. So every time I go and walk them, the Boston Terrier's fucking moving, and then the other one's just like chilling.
Nah, it
That's
would
like
look
Hasbulla on a
It's like the
marathon.
Shrek meme that goes around of him running the dog course.
Oh, it looks
That's
like Kyler Murray out
yeah,
there. Yeah,
exactly. Shrek, Hasbulla, and Kyler Murray.
Same.
Same. All right, well, week 9 slowly wrapping up. A lot of things happened.
Yo, big week in New York. The
Jets.
Giants were on a bye week, so he couldn't lose. But the
Bothers
Jets, I think the Jets are proving that they're actually legit. What do you guys think?
Fun fact: the Jets have the same Super Bowl odds as the defending Super Bowl champions.
That's disrespectful to the Jets, honestly. At the end of the day,
The Rams and the Jets have the same odds.
Who would
as
you
the
bet
Super
on?
Bowl.
If
That's
you could,
wild.
If you
That
could bet
is
on one
so
team,
crazy.
if
not
you had to, no,
not the Rams.
Hold on. If I had to bet on one of those teams, either the Jets or the Rams, to win the Super Bowl right now, same odds. I'm betting on the Rams. Why? Because they have championship pedigree and the Jets do not.
Obviously.
I would obviously
I fully
not.
agree with you. I
Yes.
fully agree with you.
I completely
You're
whole-heartedly
betting on the
disagree.
Jets to win over the Rams?
Over the
Yes,
Rams?
over the
Zach
Rams.
100%.
With Zach.
100%.
Why? How do you say that?
Because
With
the Rams
100%?
f***ing suck.
And
That's why.
Oh my
Matt
God.
Stafford is just as bad or worse than Zach Wilson
No,
right
he's
now.
not.
He's
No,
horrible.
he's not.
Ridiculous.
Look at Matt
No, he's
Stafford's
not.
stat line this year. He is horrible. They're both not good quarterbacks, but I think the Jets have a way better, more well-rounded,
He's a Niners
well-coached
fan.
team.
Oh, I forgot
He's a
about the
Niners
whole
fan.
Niners
That's
angle.
that's
Yeah.
it.
No,
That's it.
that's
It's
where
the
it's coming
bias.
from.
Also, who
It's just a
the
wrong
also
opinion.
the Rams probably won't make the playoffs, and the Jets will. So why the f would you put your money on a team that's not going to
They're
make the
kind
playoffs?
of one and the same, though. AFC East is loaded. There's 3 teams there that could make the playoffs. The NFC.
What are the records?
The NFC
The-
West is more level than
Yeah.
than the AFC East is.
They could both make the
The
playoffs.
NFC West right now, you don't know who's going to come out on top.
I will make some kind of bet with you that the Rams don't make the playoffs. Whatever. What do you guys want? Like,
Can we switch the ass tap bet?
I'm not getting a f***ing Rams tattoo no matter what. I'll tell you that.
No.
I will never get a
No,
Rams
that's-
tattoo.
that's
You
fair.
gotta get
I'm not letting
a
you.
Matthew Stafford face tattoo.
No.
On your dick.
I'm
No,
not
no.
letting Jack do that to himself. I refuse, as his
No.
friend, I refuse to let him do that.
Can we, let's go back to the Jets. The Jets are for real.
The Jets are for real. I think the Jets are for real.
Their defense is fucking for real.
Their defense
yeah.
is for real.
Top
bro.
3 to 5 defense in the league for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
behind the Niners and the Cowboys, of course.
yeah, of course.
Come on.
Obviously. That's why I say 3.
The Bills are up there.
So you
right?
put the Jets defense 3 behind the Niners and the Cowboys?
I still put the Bills over them. I think.
Yeah.
Over the Jets?
But
Yeah.
top five.
Yeah, I'd say it's those four. Those are like the four.
And I'm not mad at anybody saying Sauce Gardner is the best defensive player in football right now.
At the very
and I'll
least,
tell
best
you-
corner.
Wait,
And I'll tell you what.
best
Yeah,
defensive-
best corner. I'm definitely not mad at. You could definitely say that. And I think best defensive player. And I know you can bring up edge rushers, but I think when you talk about impact on a game that is visible that you can see, corner is as important to locking down a receiver. Like you said last week, right? A lot right now in today's game, a quarterback needs a good receiver to perform. So if you have a player that can neutralize that and just take that out the game, then you're making a quarterback useless. It's a very vital position. It's very important, maybe even more so than the edge. And you can argue that because usually like one makes the other. You know, you get pass rush that helps out the defense.
They benefit one another.
I'm just saying, if we're going to give credit to these edge rushers and say they're the best in the game, then we got to look at, or the best defensive player in the game, then you got to look at corners that are making an impact like that, like Sauce Gardner, and say that as well.
It's not just Sauce too. If you look at PFF, Sauce and DJ Reed is it DJ Reed or DJ Reed? Whatever his name is, he's the number.
it's DJ
So they're the number 1 and 2 rated corners on PFF this year. And you have two guys like that. So you tell me if you have like a Jamar T. Higgins, if you have like two really solid ass wide receivers out there, you can just take them out
Not
of the
only
game.
that,
Like
crazy.
That's crazy.
Quinn
It's
Williams,
wild.
like that entire defense.
Is he okay though? Because I saw him.
I think
he
so.
got hurt on the sideline. Like he was standing on the sideline yesterday, and someone rolled
I
into
don't
him.
know.
Like, that was bad.
Here's my problem. I don't know about I don't know if the Jets are for real because their defense.
Well, you don't want to know if they're for real.
No, it pains me to say it, but like, I feel like how far can a defense actually take you?
Far as hell.
Very far.
Like
the Jets made it to the AFC Championship those Rex Ryan years. It was all defense.
But it's a
The
pass-
49ers
Yeah.
made it to the Super Bowl a few years ago.
The
Like,
Seahawks
There's always
beat
teams.
the
but-
dominant offense of the Broncos that year.
Like by like 50
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
I saw something that was crazy. That there's a Jets fan that did a coin flip
Uh-huh.
for every single Jets game this year, and it's currently 9-0, and
Oh.
has them losing in the AFC Championship this year.
See, that's bad.
Wow.
So
Well,
that
look.
kind of worries me.
Well, if you would have told me the Jets would be 6-3 right now before the season
I would've said
started,
you on crack.
I would have said, yeah, like legit.
Here's my thing
legit.
about the Jets. If there's one thing I know about the Jets, living in New York, having a ton of New
here
York
he
Jets
goes.
fans,
Yeah.
it's that the Jets are gonna find a way to Jets it.
True.
It's
They're-
like you with the Mets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very similar. It's like they're such a tragic disaster franchise.
Yeah.
And no matter how much
That's
hope,
dark, bro.
no matter how much
Tragic
hope
disaster
and promise they show, they come in, they start the season 6-3. They're gonna find a
you
way.
know what
to
it is,
win.
though, is
They're
like-
gonna find some
Yo, if
sort
you're a
of
Jets
creative
fan,
way.
call out Matan right now.
It's
That was
like-
so
Can I
disrespectful.
play a
But it's
hypothetical?
also
I'll be
factual.
totally honest. I got Jets fan friends who will tell you the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Tragic
No, I'll say
disaster, bro.
keeping their expectations incredibly low
Every-
and hoping for the best.
I'd say every Jets fan I know, except for like, there's like two, and we know the two that I'm talking
Yeah.
about, are like the most pessimistic
Yeah,
fans
exactly.
I've ever seen.
Exactly,
It's
should
and
be.
it's based
Can I
for
play-
good reason.
I'm curious. None of us are Jets fans, so it's hard to say. But like hypothetically, let me rephrase. Pure hypothetical for the Jets. Would you rather them be ass and know that they're ass, or would you rather them be 6-3, good right now, and then have them jet it up and like up later down the
As a
road?
Jets-
If you're a
As a
Jets
Jets
fan,
fan, like,
if you're
what
a
would you
Jets
rather-
fan,
Oh.
I've
would-
had this conversation.
Would you
with
rather
Jets
be?
fans.
Okay, so if you're a Jets fan, would you rather be throughout the year or be good and then it up like a true Jets fan later down the
It's a
road?
phenomenal question. And I can answer this even though I'm not a Jets fan because the Cowboys deal with a very similar thing.
Yeah.
Cowboys always f it up at the end.
Yeah, they do.
And every year there's so much hope around a team. It's Super Bowl or bust. I like it. I like having the hope because,
Oh,
yeah,
for
it
sure.
sucks to fall down later. But at the same time, if you start to hedge it eventually where it's like, all right, we know we're doing great and I'm going to ride it and everybody hates us or they love us. But at the end of the day, like I know there's a potential of us falling off, but for those weeks where everybody's talking about you, it's kind of lit.
Dude, I was gonna say, like, I was talking to my buddy yesterday. Shout out Billy, finished the marathon yesterday. Big Jets fan.
Billy, bust a
Billy,
nut,
Billy,
Billy, bust a
Hey,
nut.
he's run 2 marathons this year, and the Jets have won both times, so he's just gotta keep doing it.
for him.
But I was talking
Is he a
like,
Jets fan?
I'm like,
Yeah.
he's
So
a huge
marathon
Jets
a
fan.
week?
But I was like, yo,
could
so
take
like,
this week
what's
Yeah.
like,
week.
how does? Like, I was talking about this exact scenario like a couple weeks ago, and he's like, dude, this is the first time where I actually wake up on Sundays and I'm excited to watch
Yeah.
football. Like even if they don't, he's like, even if they don't win, I actually know they have a chance this time. So it's like I feel like that's how you answer. it.
I've
Yeah.
spoken to my buddy Silbo. Shout out Silbo.
Shout out
Love
Silbo.
Couple of you
Silbo.
know Silbo.
Love
And
Great
he
kid.
is also a huge Jets fan, and he is,
Great
I
locks.
believe, of the belief that like he would rather suck and not go through the agony of having to
Really?
just a crash and burn
I mean, it
down
makes
fall.
sense.
Like it's like I mean, look, if you're a fan, it's like you either expect to win the fucking Super Bowl and be incredible because at some point you're gonna lose. You know, like it's either win the Super
31
Bowl or
or
lose.
32
at
But
a certain
here's
point.
the other piece to the
or
Jets.
just like not go through it all, not grow that emotional attachment, and then
But it's nice to have every
not
week.
worry.
You're like,
So I'm gonna
you
look
know
forward
what?
to.
This is.
But
this
here's
is
the
fun.
problem with the Jets: is like, do we think the Jets are a 1 or 2 piece away from being able to actually contend?
They're average or above average quarterback
so?
away.
Yes.
Okay, so then I guess it doesn't make sense. I mean, or then I guess it does make sense because if they're going to be in the middle of the first round,
I saw a good
doesn't matter.
hypothetical yesterday. What if Jimmy Garoppolo is the
saw
quarterback
that.
of the Jets?
Frank-
Interesting.
A guy that doesn't turn the
Frank
ball
said it.
over. Yeah.
Frank said it, yeah.
That's a Super Bowl contender right there.
Yeah, they're a good team in the AFC playoffs.
wait.
I just
I can't
don't.
say
Wait.
contender.
Wait. Jimmy Garoppolo on this Jets teams right now is a Super Bowl contending team.
I
Trade
just
for the
said
man.
that. Yeah.
He did just say that.
100%.
Yeah.
I think about
I
it.
just-
What does Zach Wilson take
No,
away
I'm not-
from this team? It's turnovers. Jimmy Garoppolo's not a turnover prone quarterback. He's going to make the right decisions. With that running game and that defense that they have, I think they can,
Even without Brees Hall?
yeah, I think even without Brees Hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then I just don't know
I
how
don't give a
different.
about the Jets, if I'm being honest.
Then I don't know how different that is from the Super Bowl Niners team.
Exactly. That's exactly why I think that.
Yeah,
It
but
feels
then-
and it's Robert Saleh,
But then,
Niners.
okay, I don't know if they'd win the Super Bowl. That's a good argument.
No, but I think it's a team that you could be like, you know what, they got hot at the right time. Like
They got good weapons. Garrett Wilson looks disgusting right
He's
now.
Fantastic.
sick.
He's fantastic.
You talk about guys that are slow out at their breaks, like Cortland Sutton, who can't get separation. Garrett Wilson is the drastic opposite.
In terms
of,
of
that.
route
It's
runners,
incredible.
in terms of route runners, you think Garrett Wilson's a top 5 route runner in the NFL right now? Top 10?
yeah, top 10, sure. I just
I don't know.
I think route runners are underrated because
Yeah.
nobody's like evaluating a receiver purely off route running because there's a lot of guys that, and if that were the case, would be top 5. Amari Cooper would be top 5, and nobody's talking about
Bro,
Amari
it's the
Cooper.
number one reason Antonio Brown was one of the best in the entire
Well,
NFL.
Antonio
in
Brown's the
the
greatest
NFL.
receiver of all time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, relax.
So, yeah,
all right.
chill out.
But
Felipe's been saying that for 2 years. I've been
Yeah, no, I
working for
give
a
him
while,
a-
and he's been saying
but
that
I'm
the whole
saying-
time.
on, baby. Put that
Hey,
shit
that
on.
song is hard.
I refuse
Yo,
to do that. I don't want to look as crazy as Kirk did.
Speaking of Garrett Wilson, though, out of those 2 rookie Ohio State wide receivers, Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, which one would you take for the next 5 years?
Garrett Wilson.
Chris Olave or
think
Garrett Wilson? I'll take Wilson right now. I mean, I think
Hold
Olave has
on.
a very bright
I
future.
feel like
Both very
I feel like
handsome.
Olave is like
Both
more
handsome.
polished, but I don't
No,
know.
Garrett
Olave
Wilson.
is better looking.
Olave is better looking.
Come
but Garrett
on.
Wilson's got like a little baby face to him. I don't know.
Yeah.
We met both of them at the draft. Super nice guys.
Yes, Wilson reminds me more of Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
right?
like that.
I think the route running, like their build also, how they lean, guys. Olave, I like my guys a little thicker. You know what I mean?
Well, like you.
Yeah.
You know?
Come on.
Shout out the thick boys.
Come on.
You just need some meat. Winter's coming.
Well,
You
we
need
started
some-
by talking about how the Jets right now have the same odds as the Rams to win the Super Bowl. But I want to talk about the Rams as well as a couple of other NFC teams that kind of took a plunge this
I
season.
love watching the Rams fucking suck. This is great.
The top 3 teams, last year's top 3 teams in the NFC they might be the bottom 3 teams in the league right
The
now.
NFL,
I think so, yeah.
In
No,
the
the
Packers,
Texans exist.
let me just go through them. We're talking about the Packers, the Bucks, and the Rams.
Yeah.
You
I
say
wanna
the,
know what you
you say the
have to say.
Texans though, and I don't think the Texans are a fair argument because they don't have talent. They don't have weapons. They don't have a top
Jack hates
5
that
why
argument.
quarterback.
Jack hates that argument.
That's why
bro.
they suck.
Yeah, that's
But,
such
but I'm
disagree.
saying,
That's why they suck.
But as a franchise, I expect them to be. So
Dude, I hate
get
when you bring up this.
All right,
you get
let's
you
clear
have,
up the let's
you
clear
have
up
a
the argument
buffering
here.
room. You have a buffering room. But when you're the Bucks, when you're the Rams, when you're the Packers,
Yeah.
you do have championship weapons. The Packers last year almost went to the NFC Championship. 2 years ago,
had
NFC
the MVP.
Championship.
They had-
Back-to-back MVP.
Back-to-back.
3 years ago, NFC Championship. Is there a bigger fall from the top to the bottom than the Packers right now? Like,
Yeah.
Maybe the Bucks.
No, but
No,
the
but-
Bucks are
But
the
the
Bucks
the
still
Bucks are
can
better
win.
than the Packers.
The Bucks
but-
just beat the Rams yesterday.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I hate dogging on a team after they come off a win.
Yeah.
Especially it was
Yeah, but
like,
one of
I'm
the-
not a Brady fan, but it was refreshing to see Brady come up with that
agree.
last,
That last
game
drive,
winning
yeah.
drive. That was refreshing. It was actually
give-
really good to see.
Cheers to Brady. He needed
Yeah,
that.
shout out
It's
Brady.
been tough. That was the
So-
happiest. You saw him in the post-game press conference. He's like,
Yeah.
we fucking needed that. It's like, no,
on the
you
field.
needed that,
On
brother.
the field, he also came out. He shouted at his kids, and then he
Pause.
he was like about to finish his sentence, and
On
I
a-
think he was gonna say Giselle, but
That's
he,
the happiest
see-
Tom Brady's been in months.
Yeah.
On a similar note, I know it's baseball, but Justin Verlander's 39, and they interviewed Kate Upton after they won the World
Epic.
Series. She's like, It's like, because Verlander's going to be a
was
free agent after this
crazy.
year.
It was
He's
Big
like,
Papi
Oh, like
asked her.
what do you? Yeah, Big Papi's like, so what do you think about him continuing to play? She goes, I just love watching him play the game he loves. And I was like,
She was
bro,
so
that's a
supportive.
fucking
She was
direct-
so-
she was
so
so
that.
supportive. I'm like, that's a direct shot at Giselle, bro.
Yeah.
That's my favorite model right there, Kate Upton.
Yeah, I
She
agree.
was
also-
there when
I
I
agree.
was.
I was in love with her when I was,
puberty.
like,
Yep,
10,
she
bro.
was my awakening.
That Sports Illustrated model in like
mine
2011.
mine was Brooklyn Decker, and then Kate Upton was the year after.
Yeah,
So
bro, facts.
Yeah,
bro.
that was. Oh, trust me, I remember
Just go
these
with it,
covers.
bro.
Like,
They're
Just
coming
go
off
with
the
it.
water,
Oh,
bro.
by the way,
Yeah,
fire
but shout out
movie.
Jennifer Aniston.
Fire
too.
movie, yes.
We just
agreed.
talked about that.
Great movie.
Agreed. Fire
Jennifer
movie.
Aniston and Just Go With It. Oh Lord,
That
get out of the
movie
water.
is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Adam
Okay.
Sandler
Adam
misses
Sandler's so
sometimes. He
good.
misses
Pick
sometimes,
one.
but that
Not
one
there.
did not miss.
Yeah, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't
Pick
take.
one
And
from
Adam
Brooklyn
Sandler keeps on
Exactly.
shooting. Volume shooter. He's gonna hit.
All right. Let's talk
Prime?
about let's talk
Yeah.
about the Packers and the Bucks and the Rams.
Okay.
who
Not Kate
just took
Upton
the
and-
ultimate plunge. What-
Packers. Lil Wayne tweeted yesterday. I'm sure y'all saw it.
Yeah.
He was like,
Oh.
and he's the biggest Packers fan in the world. Huge Packers fan, big Brett Favre guy, right? And he was like, the Packers should have gotten rid of 12 before the season. Now,
Is it
would they be
time?
better? Would the Packers right now be better without Aaron Rodgers?
Is it
Well,
Jordan
who
Love
else?
time?
No. But who else is the quarterback? Because they lost against the Lions because of Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
Let's make that
Jordan
very,
Love is
very
the backup,
clear.
right?
Yes, but I'm saying, like, if you could have another quarterback on that Packers team,
Would they
like,
be better with Jordan Love right now than Aaron Rodgers?
well,
'Cause
we
think
throw
about-
Jimmy G. We throw Jimmy
Okay.
G around because,
they'll
like, obviously
probably-
he was a free agent. If Jimmy G was on this Packers team instead of Aaron Rodgers, would they be a better team? I don't think so. But yesterday's loss against the Lions was fully on Aaron Rodgers outside of the
Well-
injuries.
So Jimmy needs talent around him. He can't just do it with these.
I like how Jimmy G is
fry
our
cooks.
example of
He's
just
the baseline.
ultimate
I like Jimmy.
mediocre.
No, we
Yeah.
like
He's
Jimmy.
ultimate mediocre.
No,
he's
he's-
like
he's
No,
he's
I
good
think
enough.
Jimmy's
He's
like
good enough. He's a
slightly
proven
above
winner.
average.
Yeah, he's above average.
proven
He's
winner.
going to get it done. He's
Yep.
going to look handsome on the sidelines. So he's our baseline, right?
But dude,
he's our baseline.
It's hard to
test.
say like how any other quarterback would do because like Aaron Rodgers is literally playing with like McDonald's fry cooks right now. You know.
Yeah, but McDonald's fry cooks might be better than, like, might actually be better than,
Yeah, but
than
I-
what
I- you
happened when
You
Romeo
love
Dobbs.
defending the talent that Rodgers
Yeah.
has.
And he doesn't
though.
have
You talking
any,
about
bro.
Rodgers
Well,
and-
the one talent, my ride or die, Romeo Dobbs went down in the first play
But it's not like
yesterday.
he's even.
But Aaron
good.
Jones, but
No,
you
he's
love
not.
you love Aaron Jones, you love AJ Dillon. Obviously, that's the backfield. And then they drafted Christian Watson in the second
Who's hurt
round.
now.
Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs,
did he get hurt
he
yesterday,
got
too?
hurt.
I think
He got hurt
a couple weeks ago.
Rashawn
yeah.
Gary's
he
about to
didn't
be
play.
out for the year, torn ACL.
Well,
Christian
Allen Lazard, top 5 receiver in the league. So
going according to the fucking Packers front office with the way they do.
hey, he's
things.
doing well on my fantasy team. So not
I
dynasty
just-
though.
He had a good game.
I just
yesterday.
think, yeah,
he
it's
did?
tough. To the Lil Wayne point, like hindsight 2020, but Aaron Rodgers has fully given up on this NFL season.
Yeah,
Like, fully given
He
up,
gave up
right?
before this NFL
think so?
season.
Dude, as soon as
He
they
wanted
traded
to leave.
Devontae
I thought.
Adams,
I always thought he
Which
wanted
sucks.
to leave.
I agree.
Before the season, we had all these conversations about Aaron Rodgers, who was like he doesn't even want to be there, and then he re-signed, and we were like kind of shocked. I was shocked.
Yeah, but
it's wild because like we always talk about with Devontae Adams, like he needs another weapon. They need more weapons, and they trade Devontae. Like why the f- would you
don't
want to be
know.
there too if you're in?
I
Rodgers?
kind of think Rodgers is in his head in a similar way that Brady is, of like he's just frustrated and then he's playing
Yeah.
bad. Like I think Rodgers is that.
But
good
if you're
that-
Aaron Rodgers, why would you want to stay in Green Bay after they like you constantly ask them for more
I'll
help
tell you,
and they
I'll tell you.
constantly don't?
I'll tell you, it
do
starts
it.
with a 5, ends with a 0.
$50
million.
That's-
yeah,
you know?
it's valid.
Like,
good
but
point.
and then that's
the Broncos would have given him that, bro.
yeah. And
Another team would've
would
given him
Aaron?
that.
We said it last week, but would Aaron Rodgers be better on this on this Broncos team?
Who was more
probably.
successful,
Yeah.
right? Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers on the Broncos or Russell
Aaron
Wilson
Rodgers
on
is
the
better
Broncos?
than Russ right now.
I think Rodgers also. I think he's also playing, but he's still playing
I
better
think it's
than
what
Russ.
Matan said. He's in his head, and it's affecting his play. And as a quarterback, your head is
Vital.
not not
vital.
a
Head is-
sexual
head
way,
is
but like
very
in a
wild,
very
yeah.
like Brady
It's
way.
super vital, bro. We were just I was thinking about this last night. Is like the quarterback has to be the smartest player on the field, and the best quarterbacks are always the smartest quarterbacks. So, you know, like
But not only
Just talking about
smartest,
this.
but the most composed.
yes.
wanna know what's
Patrick
the
Mahomes, when he's under pressure, the guy knows he needs to just get it away, get it out of there. While Malik Willis last night, he's under pressure, he's
God.
trying to scramble, get rid of it,
Which you
and
expect
try to
from a
make a
rookie.
highlight play.
Yeah,
Of
Zach
course.
Wilson, another guy just
I'm
like
just saying
that.
that's the differentiator between like elite and not elite is like your mental space of like you're making quick decisions and you're like not.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're,
You want to
you're
know
in a
what's
good
crazy?
space.
And you could fact check me with this because I don't even know if it's true, but it feels true. Over the last like 3 weeks, Justin Fields has been playing better than Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, Justin Fields is him.
Justin Fields is by far playing
Hold
better
on,
than Aaron
I was
Rodgers.
early on Justin.
Yeah, you
Fields.
were.
I know,
Dynasty!
Yes, sir. Dynasty, baby.
go,
Come on.
man. Yep,
hey,
yep,
we
love
look
this one.
nice.
Wait,
for the,
I wanna
the
go-
fact that we
I
know.
love
Yo,
Jack.
with Lipe's dynasty team, like the fact that we know we have our quarterback for the next 10 years, it's a good feeling, man.
Yo,
Now
you
you can build around it.
Yeah, I know.
Build around
Every
it,
week
yeah.
on the Monday pod, he comes on. He's like, "Yo, our team is dominant." He's like, the
Dude,
way he
we're-
talks about the Niners, it's we. You know?
I'm telling you,
We're
we
in this
look
together.
good. We start off a little slow this year, but we've been fucking picking it up.
Yeah,
Right,
Like,
that's
yeah.
right. Now, Justin Fields coming out of Ohio State, right? Everybody knew the talent that was coming out of Ohio State, and he was a top 2 quarterback. It was him and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, it was a raw talent though.
And then, he was raw, but you just saw the arm strength. He could be accurate. The ability to throw on the run, how fast he was, how athletic he was. The one thing that came up in that draft process was, a little bit of accuracy, but it was the off the field, right? It was like, oh, he doesn't have a good work ethic. He's not going to want to watch film. Like he's
an Ohio State quarterback going to the NFL.
He doesn't
Shit don't
take
work out
Ohio
too
State.
well.
He doesn't take it that serious, and I think that helped him fall. Obviously, he fell into Chicago, horrible situation. But everyone always said if he can write off those doubts about his efforts, I guess, and his just willingness to really like put everything into the game, then he can be a great quarterback. And I think he's like finally starting to do that the past 3 weeks. Obviously, really good fantasy wise, insane. But so many rushing yards, so many passing yards.
He just broke Mike Vick's record for most rushing yards by a quarterback in a game. It's ridiculous.
It is.
178 yards.
Justin
I'm
Fields.
shocked
just
Lamar Jackson hasn't done that. Honestly,
He beat Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson's record. Justin Fields is looking like a fucking elite ass
Is
quarterback.
is it too early to say that like if he keeps this up the rest of this year, let's say like he keeps playing at this pace, is he the best dual threat quarterback in football then?
No,
because Jalen Hurts exists
And Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson,
exists.
like there are guys like
Daniel
that are
Jones
better.
exists.
Yeah,
That's a
damn
good
right,
point. It's a
damn
good
right.
point.
No, you gotta stop it there. But
I'm hearing you out with the Daniel Jones part. Yeah.
Wait, I do want to go back though. I wanted to go
It's
back
crazy,
to
but I
the,
feel
the
like you
Brady
might
shit.
the Brady
Not gonna lie.
shit.
Like
Brady?
we said, Packers, Rams, and Bucks. I kind of wanted to. I think watching Brady in that press conference, it kind of gave me this feeling of the Bucks are not going to roll with some wins and probably end up winning the NFC South. They're going to get going
Well,
again.
that
Division
division's
blows.
No, it is,
awful,
but I'm saying
yeah.
like they're going to start getting going again. That's the confidence they needed. Win a tough game. That Brady in the last 45 seconds. That's vintage Brady. That's the Brady on the Bucks that we knew. That's the Brady with Giselle. So I want to see that.
He should have won it before too. Scotty Miller dropped that easy ass touchdown in the end
that was
zone.
bad.
I'm also worried
So
about
he
the
looked
Rams. I'm worried about
Yeah, the Rams sucks. I don't know how big of a win that was.
Yeah, they're
but
just not good.
It was good to see him do that in clutch situation. That's hard for any quarterback. So that was good.
Fuck, marry, kill, Rams, Bucks, Packers.
Mary kill.
Well, I'm marrying the Bucks because I have the most hope in them out of all three. I'm gonna
But isn't
the
like
Rams.
80%?
I think
Oh,
fuck the Rams because they're sexy.
They're sexy.
You
Yeah.
know?
Cooper Kupp.
They're sexy, man. They got talent all
Sean
over.
McVay.
Sean McVay, sexy. Cooper Kupp.
I'm fucking them.
Yeah.
Ramsey's good looking. Yeah.
And
You
we're-
gotta kill the.
And we're killing the
You gotta
Packers.
kill the Packers. I hate watching.
Oh, I'll
them.
kill
They're
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah,
disgusting.
for sure.
It's so easy.
All right. That was cool.
All right, now we
wanna
just
say
talked about a
Aaron
bunch
Jones,
of quarterbacks that have been underperforming, but I want to talk about one quarterback that has been, I would say, overperforming, definitely exceeding our expectations this year.
Who's this?
Daniel Jones?
Obviously Daniel Jones, but no. Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, suck me sideways.
Do we think he's a top 5 quarterback?
No. I don't think. Tua Tagovailoa is a top 5 quarterback right now.
This year?
100%. I'm not even
mean, I
going to
just
say,
think
like, right now.
No,
this,
he's not, bro. He's not.
You want to know why?
Oh, the passer rating, the QBR. I get all that, bro.
That's
But I
important.
can.
What do you mean you don't get all that?
They haven't
Because
lost- they
it
haven't
is-
lost a game that he's
It is
played.
important.
That's
Tua,
awesome.
No. Tua's first in yards per attempt, first in QBR, first in pass rating, 6th most passing touchdown, 3rd best completion percentage, 5th in yards per game.
You rattling this shit.
Only
That was-
quarterback in the NFL with 4 more games and with an 80 or better QBR. That's better than Patrick Mahomes. 6.9% of Tua's
see.
fucking throws result in touchdowns. Better than fucking Patrick Mahomes. They are 6-0 when Tua starts
That's
and
the- that's
finishes
the biggest
games.
one. You should
The
have
said
Miami
that.
Dolphins, please just let me. The Miami Dolphins are fantastic with Tua. Tua is a top 5 quarterback. Put some fucking respect on his name. The kid deserves his
Just
flowers.
hold my hand.
Okay,
Calm down.
thank you.
Chill out.
That was cool, right?
Chill out.
That
Chill
felt
out.
so good.
He's
Dude,
got his
dude.
notes app right
There-
next
there
to him.
was a
For those of you
vein-
that think he was just making that shit up, I think he actually has a note that he's
No, I don't-
rattling
it's
off
literally
all
it's
these
it's a
stats.
note that's titled
Tua. Yeah, exactly.
I will also say, which is crazy, Tua also has the best 3rd down passer rating in the last 30 years.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Bro, you're
The
sick.
reason Tua's not a top 5
So
quarterback
tight.
is
That's so tight.
Tua doesn't have a high ceiling, bro.
I'm talking, bro.
His success is what we see him do. Like, it's
Let
not
him
going to be any
finish.
better. But to your point, 6-0, you should have just said the wins. That's fine. But when you bring up all these other stats and you say, okay, these are better. This is better than Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. This is better than Jalen Hurts. We know he's not better than any of these guys. I don't give a if his stats are better.
Yeah.
I don't give a about that. Like passer rating, I could throw 5-yard outs and
He has the
all game.
most
yards per attempt. I heard you. I don't give a Is he better than Patrick
Stop
Mahomes?
saying
No.
Fifth most passes of 40-plus
I don't
yards.
care. It doesn't
Fifth
matter,
most,
bro.
fifth most.
And
He's not just dinks and dunks. Get your shit right.
And didn't you just say Jimmy G was average? Okay, Mike McDaniel made Jimmy G good, bro. Mike McDaniel's in Miami. What is he doing to Tua? He's making them good. Let's stop overreacting to Tua, bro. Come on, look at him drinking his water.
This is like he's in the
Tua
fucking
juice.
corner.
Tua juice. That is watered down coffee. That is disgusting.
Yeah, the ice melted.
No, you need to have some fucking respect.
No, I have respect.
No,
I think
you
Tua's
don't.
good. You
You
just said he's
don't.
top 5. He's not
not
top 5, bro.
disrespecting him.
Right now,
He's not top 5.
he's playing like a top 5 quarterback. And he missed 3 fucking games.
That's fine.
Dude, sitting in the middle of you guys for that, like that was
Feels-
an elect. My neck's hurting. Shit.
Wait, what was harder, that or the marathon?
Dude, it's tough. It's 50-50. Like,
I will say, though, in all seriousness, like, to even have that conversation is
It's great.
liberating for me.
I'm sure.
Liberating.
Yeah, you
Ball
just
tingling.
released a whole lot of
It was like
something.
splooge.
Semen.
You said
Exactly. You released a whole
look
lot
at the
of
pants.
something.
There's a little stain.
I
will-
like that. I feel like we could move on. That was
Can
a
I-
lot.
Also,
It
though,
was
I'm
quick,
curious to
but-
know. We've like debated this so many times.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm like, again, it's tough. Tyreek Hill's the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. Like, can we say that?
I think we
Yeah,
can
you can
say
argue
that
it. You
now,
can
yeah.
argue it. I don't think it's definitive.
He just surpassed Calvin Johnson's record, most receiving
awesome.
yards. He's got not even any receiver in the NFL has more than 900 yards. He's at like 1083 or something. Like, at what point?
He's so good, bro.
Yeah, he's great.
So good. I think it's been hard to like say the last few years that he is the best receiver because I feel just like personally, I don't know about you guys, but like when I think of him, like he's just so goddamn fast that helps him so much.
Yeah.
Like
That's always been
he's
the
got
issue,
he's got
too.
so much more than that though. Like when you actually really watch him, he's so.
It was a good time, right? When Tua, who's going to get him the ball? I don't know. Tyreek's going to trade. I don't know. Who's going to get him the ball? Tua's going to get him the ball.
Dude,
He's
I
doing a
love
damn good
the
fucking job at
videos.
it.
The videos of Tua flipped as a righty quarterback. I love him.
Oh my god! I mean,
he
Tua
looks good.
Tua as a righty quarterback might be the greatest quarterback of all time.
He looks great.
Nah, he looks
I mean,
good.
but yeah, just to your
Shout
Tua
out
point-
lefties though. I'm a lefty.
No,
I toss
no,
lefty.
it's weird. Do you jerk off, lefty?
I don't want to talk
Okay.
about that.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to talk
I'm
about
sure he
that.
switches his up though.
I don't want to talk about
Sorry,
it.
switches it
I
up.
throw a ball lefty.
I just think to your Tua point, it's like he doesn't have a ceiling. Like Drew Brees, like his biggest comp was Drew Brees, and if he can keep
That's
playing,
a horrible comparison. Drew Brees' arm strength was incredible,
Okay.
and he was accurate as Obviously, Tua's accurate.
the biggest
most accurate
comp,
quarterback in the league.
the
according to
comp
Tyreek Hill.
was Tua could be Drew Brees. So if I can keep saying, if I could keep seeing this play consistently, then yeah, that could check out soon, and I'm good with that. If that's the ceiling, I'm good with that.
take you. You take that.
I'll take that.
Wait, but Drew
take that.
Brees, at his peak for many years, consistently was a top 3 quarterback. It was him, Peyton, and Tom,
Yeah.
and then Rodgers was there. Is Tua ever going to be a top 3 quarterback?
No,
He's in
this
his
is first
third year.
Good.
I know,
If
but I'm asking, is he
if
ever
Tua
gonna
keep-
be that?
If Tua keeps this pace up, he very well could be.
Nah, he can't.
Let's not forget how much of a
do you mean
stud
not?
he was
He
at Alabama.
doesn't have the
Like,
game-breaking play. He doesn't have the game-breaking
I
ability.
think that also says a lot about someone. Is like if you were a stud at such an elite football school, like you're gonna, you clearly have.
Bro,
the,
he literally
the
took-
skill and ability to
took
make it to
Jalen
be
Hurts'
great.
job.
Yeah.
He made Jalen Hurts transfer.
Well, talk about somebody who really upped their game and improved so much. Jalen
but
Hurts.
same with Tua. Like I think Tua keeps this up. Is
Jalen Hurts is also playing behind the best offensive line in the
Yeah,
NFL.
facts.
You gave him A.J. Brown. Looks great. How many passing touchdowns has Jalen Hurts had over the last couple of weeks? Less than Tua.
Yeah, because he's been running a ton in, bro. His odds every game to
They're also
rush for a
8-0.
touchdown is negative.
They're also 8-0. So
Nah, credit to the Eagles. I'm just saying, this dude
No,
thinks
Tua's
Tua's
good.
fucking A.J. McCarron
Dude,
over
I
here.
just have to
good.
level
Well, I think we're
expectations.
finally-
I
we're
just
finally
have to
seeing
level
what-
expectations.
We're
That's
finally
it.
seeing what Tua can do. What Tua can do with a team around him, with a coach staff and everything. I feel like I wouldn't be shocked to say if he keep like in 2 years' time, we're like, yeah, he's like a top 5 quarterback. I wouldn't be shocked.
All I'm saying is, if we're excited about Tua because of his improvement, what we've seen from Justin Fields should be even more exciting.
I am.
Because
I
he's
said it
turned
about
the
both.
corner way
God,
quicker,
Justin,
and he
yeah.
has the game-breaking ability. That's the difference.
Bro,
That's fine, but
we're
the
gonna be
game-
so sick in the next 10 years, bro. Oh my god.
My
you
game,
find that guy,
my
man.
game-breaking ability is keyhole accuracy, quoted by Brian Daboll.
Okay, what
the head
happens on-
coach of the greatest
What
quarterback
happens
in the
on
NFL
3rd
right
and 17?
Good point.
So he knows
love
quarterbacks.
that everybody's on the DJ
He knows
train.
quarterbacks.
3rd and 17, the Chiefs need the big first down to come up big against the Titans. You know Patrick Mahomes is going to get it. Well, actually, you don't know because that's a hard-ass play to do.
But we've seen him do it so many times. It's annoying.
It's like,
oh, my God.
You rely on Tua. I think if Tua's my quarterback in that situation, 13-17 in the fourth quarter with the clock ticking down.
You're not throwing it.
You want to know what's
done.
hilarious?
I know I don't have it.
You want to know what's hilarious? Because it just happened. And yes, it was against the Lions, but it was 3rd and 14, and he made a throw to convert to win the game. So, yes, he can be an active quarterback and get it done. So
Patrick Mahomes does it
I'm not saying-
9 times out of 10.
Bro, Patrick
Tua-
Mahomes
it's an
Patrick
extreme
Mahomes.
example.
We're not saying Tua is Patrick Mahomes.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
I'm saying Tua isn't Justin Fields. I don't care about Patrick Mahomes. Tua is not Justin Fields, bro. Let's
Your
move on.
blood pressure is getting too
Am
high.
I
I'm a
red?
little nervous.
Am I
You
red?
actually are red.
Oh, my
I feel
God.
red. I was just going to say I feel flush.
Can you check your heart rate on your watch?
Yeah,
All right.
Over under 120.
All right. We got
Just said
another
113.
topic.
I just said 113.
Hi, bro.
That's high as shit.
Yo, on a podcast.
I'm
Are you kidding
overweight.
me?
I'm
So
not that
much
high.
fun.
All right.
Can I just have flowers? Just like quickly, like a small little, just one dandelion.
Here.
Thank you.
For you.
That's a fake
flowers.
plant.
Not for me, for you, Tua.
Flowers.
It's flowers.
All right.
For you, Tua.
Can we get a chia pet?
Yesterday.
Just random, but like, I want a
Those are
chia
elite.
pet here.
All right, let's talk about one more thing.
One more thing.
Yesterday, we saw one of the greatest fantasy football performances in history, I believe. Joe Mixon scored 5 touchdowns.
That was great. He was on pace for
Fantasy
90.
owners were thrilled. Fantasy managers were thrilled to have had him, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
On their team.
And you were thrilled to play against him.
And other people were very disappointed to play against
I had
him.
to.
I happened to play
Tremendous.
against Joe Mixon and Justin Fields
Yeah.
this week. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
This is Felipe. You had some stats we were talking about earlier. What do you?
Did you
What do
say
you?
it's the second
Let's
best
see,
fantasy
nah.
performance ever?
I thought it was, but let's see. 1,
standing.
2,
He scored.
3,
He
4,
scored.
5, 6,
I think he
7,
scored
8.
55
55
points in
It is
PPR.
It is the 8 most PPR, 8 most fantasy points ever. 55.1.
Who's got the most?
Jamal Charles 59.5 in 2013.
I'm
Oh,
shocked
he
it's
was-
only
he was
4 points higher.
disgusting.
But yeah, that's insane.
Insane. So
Then
yeah,
who else we got?
You want
man?
to?
Tyreek Hill when he what was it like 250
In
the
yards
first
in the
quarter?
first quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against
2
the
years
Bucks.
ago?
Against the Bucks, right?
Like 2 years ago or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Is Chris
Oh,
Johnson
you
up
got-
there?
Chris Johnson.
What about
he's
Alvin?
got a-
No, Alvin Kamara. Yeah.
Alvin Kamara
Oh.
Kamara's
Thanksgiving.
6 touchdown game. It was Christmas, by the way.
It's
We
Christmas.
were
Merry
debating whether it was
Christmas.
Thanksgiving
Yeah.
or Christmas. Alvin Kamara, when he scored 6 touchdowns, he had
Didn't
56.2.
Jerry Rice have some crazy fucking game with that too? I don't know if that counts on
Question
the stats,
for you
though,
then.
but-
Yeah.
If you could take a 1-game sample size of any fantasy guy, I was going to say this year, but you may not be able to remember, but like any of those fantasy guys, just a 1-game sample size, which one do you
Jamal Charles, because we talk about he has the most ever, but it's not just his ability to pop off. Doug Martin is in the top 5. And it's
Doug
like,
Martin.
take? How many touchdowns?
Doug Martin?
had
Let's
like
see.
5, 'cause he's
Doug
not-
Martin had Bucks legend. He had 55.2 points, 272 yards, 4
Jesus.
touchdowns, 4 rushing touchdowns.
272
What's the
yards.
most touchdowns scored in a single game?
I think it's 6. I think it was Kamara.
Yeah, I think he did.
Didn't Charles do it too? Also have 6?
Bro,
No, he had
if
5.
we're
Only
talking
5?
straight up one
I'm not a
player,
historian.
one player in the league though, I'd take like in 1-game sample size. It's always Raheem Mostert in the playoffs. I'll take him for
Or-
the one
or
game
week-
in the playoffs
Or
every
week
single
1.
time.
Or week
Or
1.
week
Like a
one.
week
Oh, yeah.
1 Raheem Mostert might
What
be the
about Sammy
greatest player in
Watkins
NFL
week
history. Sammy
Oh,
Watkins,
and
week
that's-
1.
Everyone's like, maybe Sammy Watkins finally turned
He
it
started
on.
the week 2
Yeah,
and he
he's-
gets 2 points.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Pulls his hammy second quarter.
But looking back on like fantasy drafts, I guess this year, who's like it's the
Who's
only
the consensus 1-1?
the consensus 1-1 is probably Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
It's like
Still.
Tyreek?
Tyreek.
Tyreek.
Tyreek would have went 1 overall.
You could say Saquon earlier, but now I don't know.
Yo, low key, Austin Eckler puts up 30 points every week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Austin Eckler.
Greg,
Yeah, but
very,
he was-
I have him this year.
I'm
He
curious
is
to see how
consistent
McCaffrey's going to
30
do
points.
like later on because if he
Yeah,
keeps up
dude.
this production, the playoffs, holy.
So who in the first round, like off the top of your head, has been the biggest fantasy bust?
Oh
Jonathan
my God.
Taylor.
JT,
Jonathan
yeah.
Oh,
Taylor,
it has
yeah.
to be JT.
Jonathan Taylor.
Unfortunately.
He was
Yeah,
the.
I'm
he was
glad
the
I wasn't
1-1.
high enough to take him because
Yeah.
I obviously I would have taken him. If you don't
If
take
you
him,
have the
don't.
first pick, you have to pick
You
him,
have to take
right?
him, so
He
I'm
fell to
glad-
3 in one of my
If
leagues.
which
was absurd.
Yeah, that's
Reminds
And
me
I
of
got
Todd
him.
Gurley a couple years ago when it was like
Yeah.
after that great year, and then,
Oh, yeah.
then he just fucking busted. Same thing. But I don't think JT's a bust. To be
I
clear.
don't
think
know.
Me
he's
neither.
gonna
He's
be
been
right.
hurt.
Well, he's just been hurt a little
He's
bit.
been
And
hurt.
that
The
offensive line
is ass.
Yeah, who would have
happened?
thought that the Colts O line would be so shit Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I
Golly.
when I look back,
Injuries.
if you look at also next year, it's kind of a good thing because Jonathan Taylor might like fall.
Yeah, I'm
to,
taking
like,
him.
the
You
end of
better
the
believe I'm
first,
taking him.
early second.
yeah.
Which is similar to like a Nick Chubb, where like an uber efficient type of
Right,
runner.
like Saquon kind of fell a little bit.
Nick Chubb,
like,
low key, is another fantasy guy who's been
Nick
down.
Chubb's
Yeah,
been balling
he's
with
been
no
balling.
receptions.
I found the third
too.
round in one of
Yeah.
my leagues, bro.
That's crazy.
I got Chubb in the third.
Yeah.
I got Chubb.
I mean, and then obviously,
I went Justin
That's-
Jefferson, Fournette, and then Nick Chubb.
got Fournette over Chubb. That's crazy.
dude, Fournette had a great year last year. He was definitely
have a good
projected
year.
to be better than he is.
Dude, I remember. I think one of you guys was saying yesterday how Leonard Fournette is like the worst player but best fantasy player. Like,
Yeah.
It's a good one.
actual
It was
real
like-
life.
it was-
I thought it was
like
Felipe's
the actual
burner.
real life production and fantasy production are like polar opposites.
It was Felipe's burner account. It said Leonard Fournette is the worst player that people think is good because of fantasy.
Dude,
Yeah.
and it happens every year. There's guys that like, oh yeah, this guy's so good, and then it's like he gets fantasy points. But if you actually watch him, he sucks.
The
He's
playoff
good in
Lenny,
the
though.
scheme.
He's a
He's good in the
tank.
scheme.
He's
He's
a
a tank.
He's a big
thick,
boy.
big, tall man.
He's a tank. But he's just a product of a good zone running team. Like the Bucks were really good the past couple years. They have a great offensive line. They zone run, and he's a good
Bro,
product.
how
of it.
about Leonard Fournette at LSU though? That was a grown ass 35-year-old bald
what happened
man
at LSU
running
was-
against children
That's the
out
thing.
there.
That's the
like-
difference. At LSU, he was running against kids.
Oh my God, he was
and
crazy.
he looked like he was like a 30-year-old
Yeah.
man.
There's a
Like,
reason he's like a top 3 or 5 pick because he was just fucking stupid. It was ridiculous.
Dude.
He's one of the best college football players I've ever seen.
yeah, in terms of dominance, bro.
Yeah,
like,
he was
oh my god.
Literally, how do you stop? It's like him, Jadeveon Clowney, Tim Tebow,
Yeah.
like
Cam when he was at Auburn.
Cam, yeah. Oh, Johnny Manziel. What were you doing with your tongue there?
Yeah.
Tell us.
You're getting weird. You're getting freaky.
You want me to read it?
Oh,
I'll read
God,
it.
splooge.
Most games this season with 300 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. There are 3 games. Josh Allen has 3. Tua Tagovailoa has 3.
Nice. Cool. So in terms of fantasy, in terms of fantasy,
Agreed. That's how I feel about it.
I'll take
was
Jamal
just
Charles
scrolling.
one
I
game
was just
sample
scrolling.
because not only does he have the most ever, but it wasn't just that with Jamal Charles. He repeated that so often. Like it'd be 40-point games, it'd be 45-point
the
games.
dude.
He would do it all the time, and he was really that. He was Christian McCaffrey before Christian McCaffrey, as in like he was a great receiver. Obviously, Andy Reid knows how to use running backs. What he did with LaShawn McCoy, what he did with Brian Westbrook in Philly, and then what he did with Jamal Charles in KC. That's why we thought Clyde Edwards-Helaire was gonna be great because he had that same type of ability, but obviously it didn't work out. But I think just Jamal Charles and that offense was fucking
I
disgusting.
think Christian McCaffrey is moving up now that he's on the Niners again. He's going to be back
Yeah.
as top
Hey.
fantasy producer
If
for
there's
the rest
anything
of the
we
season.
learned from this offseason, it's like if you're going to not draft someone because of injury history, off.
Yeah.
Because like injuries happen. It's a
depends.
part of the game.
That's bad take.
Depends
Why?
on injury.
I mean,
that's a bad-
Jonathan Taylor was naturally a healthy person in consensus.
But-
He went over.
Yes, but
we
that's
know
different.
what,
A freak
McCaffrey.
injury is different from consistent.
Cam Akers begs to differ on that point, though. Like, people were
he was
drafting
on-
him decently high. His injuries.
Like 5th round, 4th round. I'm not, like
He also
was-
just doesn't want to play.
Yeah, there are
Yeah.
times. You're right. There are times where a guy who has a history of injury can like go a whole season without being
Bro,
injured. But like Christian
think
McCaffrey has
about,
been
like, Deshaun
injured for like
Jackson.
4
Yeah,
straight
but
seasons
is,
now.
Is that the reason? Like next year, like would you?
Yes.
You'd probably draft
I would-
Christian
I would
McCaffrey
draft-
top 3 still.
That's different though. That's like you're talking
Yeah.
about one of the best, like a top 3 player in the league when healthy. Yes, you're gonna.
But that's what I'm
take the
referring
high.
to. That's what I'm referring to.
Okay,
talking
but-
about like a 1st round pick. Do you fade someone because of injury history?
Depends on what you're looking for. But
Like if Jamar
probably
Chase,
not.
if Jamar Chase doesn't play for the rest of the year, right, and this hip injury, which like some doctors are saying is more serious than it looks, do you fade him if he's, like, do you now? Are you
consider
afraid
it.
of drafting him in the first because of it?
Yeah.
I have more doubts about it.
Well, obviously, because also you don't know what he's going to look like. Like, it's more of a risk because, like, after an injury, guys will not
course, but
perform
that's
as well. Not necessarily worried about him getting injured again. It's more like he might not be the same player.
It also depends on the type of injury. If it's an ACL, I'm not
Yeah,
worried
yeah,
about
yeah.
him.
Well,
it's
if no,
Achilles-
if it's a full knee,
Achilles-
there's now like ACL's one thing, but like ACL, MCL,
But
BCL,
my-
the whole
Like,
like
that's
Brees
the
Hall,
Brees
like
Hall.
Brees
That's
Hall,
different.
you fade.
But still, an ACL, even an Achilles, we've seen guys bounce back from. But if it's like consistent nagging hamstring injuries, I'm not drafting a guy.
Or like-
because you're
or
gonna
like
miss him
high
half
ankle
the
sprains
season
all the time,
or sprains all the
like,
time.
yeah.
So
Thomas.
I'd rather draft a guy off of ACL than off a hamstring.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
way more.
But at the end of the day, I don't think with drafting in fantasy, you draft for the upside. You don't draft
Yeah,
for
like the two biggest
Don't draft
variables in
scared.
fantasy has always been like age and then injury history. And if you look at those two, Derrick Henry's been performing. He's at the age where it drops
Running
off.
back should drop off,
Christian
yeah.
McCaffrey's been fucking fantastic. Like outside, I mean, Nick Chubb is just taking a beating and a beating. I think he's at the age. Nick Chubb's probably like what, 27?
Yeah.
Like, so the age, like the two biggest variables we need to maybe throw
Dalvin
out.
Cook's a good example too of just like injury, but I'm gonna take him if he's there in the first round. I'm gonna take him for sure.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Who do you think is the best fantasy player this year? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and let us know what you want us to talk about next week.